again, Math Stars. Mrs. Drum here for another lesson on fractions. For today's lesson, we are going to use area models and multiplication to show the equivalence of two fractions. Let's get started. Let's look at the problem set. Take a look at number 1. It says the shaded fractions have been decomposed into smaller units. Express the equivalent fractions in a number sentence using multiplication. Look at letter A. Look at the model and pretend that the dotted line is not there. What fraction do you see? I see 3 pieces with 2 of those pieces shaded in. So the fraction will be 2/3. Now look at the model with the dotted line. What fraction do you see? I see 6 of those pieces all together, and 4 pieces are shaded in. So the fraction is 4/6. Now let's think about what I would have to multiply both the denominator and the numerator by of 2/3 to get 4/6. The answer is 2. The important thing to remember is that you can create an equivalent fraction by multiplying the fraction by any number. You must make sure that you multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number. Let's look at letter B. Look at the model and pretend the dotted line is not there. What fraction do you see? Write the fraction at the top. Pause the video while you work and replay when you are ready. So without the dotted lines, I see 3 parts shaded in out of 4 parts total. So the fraction is 3/4. Now look at the model with the dotted lines. What fraction do you see now? Pause the video and replay when you are ready. Write the fraction at the bottom. The fraction I see is that there are 9 pieces shaded in and there are 12 whole parts now. Now think about what you would have to multiply 3/4 by to get 9/12. Pause the video and replay when you are ready. So we would need to multiply 3/4 by 3 in order to get 9/12. Let's take a look at number 2. It says decompose the shaded fractions into smaller units as given below. Express the equivalent fractions in a number sentence using multiplication. Look at letter A. It says to decompose into tenths. Look at the model. What fraction do you see? Write the fraction underneath. Pause the video while you work and replay when you are ready to check your work. So the fraction I see is 3 pieces shaded in, and there are 5 total pieces. Now we need to think about what we need to multiply 3/5 by to get a fraction that has a denominator of 10. Pause the video while you work and replay when you are ready. So we would need to multiply the fraction by 2. 5 times 2 equals 10. And when we multiply the numerator by 2, 3 times 2, we get 6. So the fraction that we need to show is 6/10. To represent the fraction on the model, we would just need to draw one less line horizontally going left to right than the number we multiplied the fraction by. So since we multiplied the fraction by 2, we are going to draw one less line, which would be 1, going from left to right. Let's take a look at number 3. It says to draw area models to prove that the following number sentences are true. So look at letter A. We have 2/5 equal 4/10. First, let's draw a rectangle and partition it into 5 equal parts. Then we are going to shade in 2 of those 5 pieces. Now think about, what do we have to multiply 2/5 by in order to get 4/10? The answer is 2. So we need to draw one less line in our model, which would be 1, to show that we have now 4/10. Look at letter B. we have 2/3 equals 8/12. First, draw the area model. Pause the video while you work and replay when you are ready to check your work. We need to draw a rectangle that has 3 equal parts. We are going to shade in 2 of those parts, so we have 2/3. Now we need to think about what we multiplied 2/3 by in order to get 8/12. Then we are going to draw one less line in our area model. Pause the video and replay when you are ready. So we would have to multiply 2/3 by 4 in order to get 8/12. So since I'm multiplying by 4, I need to draw one less line horizontally, which would be 3. So here's 1, 2 lines, 3 lines. We're going to skip number 4 and go straight to number 5. It says, determine which of the following are true number sentences. Correct those that are false by changing the right-hand side of the number sentence. Look at letter A. We have 4/3 equals 8/9. Is there anything we can multiply 4/3 by to get 8/9? Remember, it needs to be the same number for both the numerator and the denominator. I know that we can multiply 3 times 3 and we would get 9. But if we multiply 4 times 3, we would get 12. And they have a numerator of 8, which does not match. We need to correct the fraction on the right. So let's multiply the numerator and the denominator by 3. So 4/3 times 3 is going to give me a new fraction of 12/9. Let's look at letter B next. We have 5/4 equals 10/8. Is there a number you can multiply the numerator and the denominator by to get 10/8? If not, correct the fraction. If yes, write down what number was multiplied. Pause the video and replay when you are ready to check your work. So 5/4 can be multiplied by 2, and we would get an answer of 10/8, which is what they have, which is correct. It's time to complete the rest of the problem set. The assignment is number 1C, 1D, 2B, 3C, 3D, 5C, and 5D. Check your work with the answer keys at the front of the room. If you made a mistake, please correct your work. If you get stuck, you can replay the video, look back at the work we just completed, or raise your hand and I'll come over to help. Then, you must work on the exit ticket. Make sure your name is on it and turn it into the turn-in tray. Put your packet in your take-home folder. Then you may work on any of the free choice options. Great job today. See you next time.